For the Spider-Man with rotation drill, begin in a strong push-up position, bringing one leg around until your foot is next to the hand on the same side. Make sure the foot is firmly in contact with the ground, and then rotate up until your arms and shoulders are stacked vertically one over the other. Make sure to turn your head and neck to look up at the top arm and keep your hips nice and low. Try 10 to 12 repetitions alternating sides. For the lateral squat and reach, begin with your feet double shoulders width apart and toes pointed straight ahead. Sink down into one side, blocking your knee with your outside hand as you reach for the instep of your inside foot. Here, the objective is to stretch the groin by really pushing the hips back and keeping a nice long torso. As you'll see from a profile view, the idea is to drive the hips back and keep the chest pointed forward as you sit into the squat, stretching the groin on the leg you're going away from. For the lying hip bridge, begin lying on your back with your feet fairly close to your butt. As you drive your hips into the air, make sure to keep your core braced tightly and press through your heels. This is a great glute activation drill, and it will also help fire up the core. Shoot for anywhere from 10 to 12 repetitions. For the side lying clamshell, begin lying on your side with your legs stacked vertically over each other, and begin by separating your knees, making sure to keep your hips stacked one over the other and your feet in contact with each other. Shoot for anywhere from 12 to 15 repetitions per side. For the dying bug, the main objective is to keep the lower back pressed into the ground. As you see here on level 1, we're just moving the legs, keeping the lower back flush to the ground, and starting with a good beginner's core drill. For something a little more challenging, level 2 involves use of the opposite arm as we extend that arm as the leg shoots outward. Once again, the objective is to press the lower back firmly into the ground. For level 3, we elevate the legs off of the ground, making it a little bit harder now, a little bit more demanding, and once again trying to get out as far as we can without allowing the back to arch away from the ground. And then finally on level 4, we once again add the use of the opposite arm. This is the hardest of the lot, so just make sure you're ready for these and make sure that you're not allowing your back to arch, as it will put additional strain on the lower back. With these, shoot for anywhere from 8 to 10 repetitions per side. For the hip hinge cone touch, begin by placing a cone a few feet out in front of you and stand on one leg. Begin by keeping a slight bend in the working leg and hinge at the waist only as you reach over to lightly touch the top of the cone. The idea here is to keep a soft knee and make the only place that you're bending be from the hip or hinging from the hip. If you can't get over quite as far, you can elevate the cone onto something a little bit higher. Keep your shoulders and hips squared to the ground and try a slight pause when you reach the bottom position. Finally, for the high plank with shoulder tap, begin in the top of a push-up position and spread your feet out a little wider than shoulders width to give you more balance. Try and maintain a nice neutral core by not allowing your hips to rock from side to side, and then take turns reaching up and pausing as you touch the shoulder of the opposing side. Try for 10 to 12 repetitions.